Welcome to a webcast produced by the Learning Enhancement team based in the Dean of Students office at the University of East Anglia. This webcast is part of the Steps into Algebra series and concerns adding and subtracting algebraic fractions. This guide describes how to add and subtract algebraic fractions. Introduction. An algebraic fraction is a piece of mathematics which includes a dividing line and one or more unknowns or variables. You may think of algebraic fractions as being similar to numerical fractions, but the numerator and or denominator comprise algebraic expressions instead of just numbers. Some examples are x divided by 2, 3 divided by 2 minus x, and t plus 2 divided by x plus y squared. It is extremely common in algebra for you to have to manipulate algebraic fractions in some way. This is useful as combining more than one algebraic fraction into a single fraction is beneficial when manipulating equations and expressions. This is usually achieved by the four basic functions of arithmetic: adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing. The methods for adding, subtracting, multiplying and dividing algebraic fractions are the same as those for numerical fractions. Therefore, if you need to know how to add and subtract algebraic fractions, it is important that you understand how to add and subtract numerical fractions. To help you, read the study guide, Adding and Subtracting Fractions. Addition and subtraction of algebraic fractions. When adding and subtracting both numerical and algebraic fractions, you can only add or subtract those with identical denominators. If the denominators of your fractions are different, you cannot add or subtract the fractions. You need to use your knowledge of equivalent fractions to rewrite the fractions so that they have the same denominator, usually called the common denominator. Finding common denominators. A common denominator is a piece of mathematics which has all the denominators of the fractions you are trying to add or subtract as factors. Methods for finding common denominators for numerical fractions are discussed in the study guide, Adding and Subtracting Fractions. Calculating a common denominator for algebraic fractions requires you to identify which type of denominators you have. 1. Denominators containing only numbers, such as a divided by 4 plus 4a divided by 3. Here you follow the same procedure as that for numerical fractions. Specifically, find the lowest common multiple of the numbers. See study guide, lowest common multiple. 2. Algebraic denominators which do not share a common factor, such as 1 divided by x minus 2 divided by y. Here, the common denominator is found by simply multiplying together the denominators. Here, the common denominator is found by simply multiplying together the denominators. In the fractions above, it is clear that no factors are shared because x is different from y. This will not always be the case. You should always factorise your denominators in order to help you see if they share any factors. Factorisation also helps you when you have to write equivalent fractions. If you have difficulty factorising expressions, you should read the study guides, Simple Factorisation and Factorising Quadratic Expressions. 3. Algebraic denominators with common factors, such as 2 divided by xy cubed minus 1 divided by xy. Remember, your common denominator should contain all the factors of all the denominators. In cases where some factors are shared, you may only have to adjust certain denominators to ensure this rule is met. The denominators of the two fractions above share the factor xy. To make the denominators the same, you only have to multiply xy by y squared. Simply multiplying the denominators together gives a perfectly reasonable but overcomplicated common denominator of x squared y to the 4. This, in turn, leads to more complicated equivalent fractions and more intricate algebraic manipulation. Some examples. Example: what is a divided by 4 plus 4a divided by 3 expressed as a single fraction? This is an example of the first type of denominator, denominators containing only numbers. The lowest common denominator in this case is 12. Let's start with the question. A divided by 4 plus 4a divided by 3. To find the equivalent fractions, the numerator and denominator of the first fraction, a divided by 4, are multiplied by 3, which gives 3a divided by 12. The numerator and denominator of the second fraction, 4a divided by 3, are multiplied by 4 to give 16a over 12. You now have a common denominator, and once this is done, the fractions can be added to find that 3a divided by 12 plus 16a divided by 12 equals 3a plus 16a all divided by 12, which equals 19a divided by 12. Here's another example. What is 2 divided by x plus 1 divided by 1 minus x expressed as a single fraction? This is an example of the second type of denominator, algebraic denominators which do not share a common factor. The common denominator is found by multiplying the two denominators to give x multiplied by 1 minus x. Looking at the question, 2 divided by x plus 1 divided by 1 minus x. To find the equivalent fractions, the numerator and denominator of the first fraction, 2 divided by x, are multiplied by 1 minus x to give 2 multiplied by 1 minus x divided by x multiplied by 1 minus x. The numerator and denominator of the second fraction, 1 divided by 1 minus x, are multiplied by x to give x divided by x multiplied by 1 minus x. You can now perform the addition to give 2 subtract 2x plus x all divided by x multiplied by 1 minus x, and simplify the numerator to give 2 minus x divided by x multiplied by 1 minus x. Here's another example. What is 3c divided by a squared b minus 1 divided by ab squared written as a single fraction? This is an example of the third type of denominator, algebraic denominators with common factors. In this example, the denominators have a common factor of ab. The first denominator is ab multiplied by a, and the second denominator is ab multiplied by b. All the factors contained by the two denominators are ab, a, and b. When these are multiplied together, you get the simplest common denominator, a squared, b squared. Looking at the question, to find the equivalent fractions, the numerator and denominator of the first fraction are multiplied by b to give 3bc divided by a squared, b squared, and the numerator and denominator of the second fraction are multiplied by a to give a divided by a squared, b squared. You can now perform the subtraction as follows. 3bc divided by a squared, b squared minus a divided by a squared, b squared equals 3bc minus a all divided by a squared b squared. Here's a final example. What is 2 divided by x plus 7 plus 1 divided by x squared plus 9x plus 14 written as a single fraction? The first stage here is to factorise the quadratic expression x squared plus 9x plus 14 to give x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7. So the problem becomes 2 divided by x plus 7 plus 1 divided by x plus 2 times x plus 7. There is a common factor in the denominators of x plus 7. This is already the denominator of the first fraction and is multiplied by x plus 2 in the denominator of the second fraction. So you have the factors x plus 2 and x plus 7. Multiplying these together gives the common denominator x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7. To find the equivalent fractions, the numerator and denominator of the first fraction are multiplied by x plus 2. This gives 2 multiplied by x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7. The second fraction already has the denominator of x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7, and so you leave it alone, like so. You can now perform the addition as follows. 2 multiplied by x plus 2 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7 plus 1 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7 equals 2x plus 4 plus 1 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7, which equals 2x plus 5 divided by x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 7. Further guidance and information. If you have any further questions about algebra or would like to discuss any other aspects of mathematics, you can talk to your lecturer or personal advisor, or make an appointment to see a learning enhancement tutor in the Dean of Students office. You can telephone 01603 592761, email dos.help@uea.ac.uk, or visit our website at www.uea.ac.uk/dos/let. There are further resources on many other aspects of numeracy, mathematics, statistics and science available from the Dean of Students office and on its website. These include questions to practice, model solutions and webcasts illustrating essential skills. This guidance is one of a series on mathematics produced by the Dean of Students office at the University of East Anglia.